guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Alexa and I am a teacher plus a health coach for teachers and paraprofessionals. I specifically help them beat burnout and be the best that they can be. So today's topic is actually a part 2 of last week's. So what they don't teach you in college as a busy educator. So I spent a lot of time thinking about this topic, and really as an educator myself, we learn a lot of information regarding what we have to learn, right? Like, we have our content area that we have to do. We learn how to make tests and give tests. We learn class management, and we learn the development of our kids, whether you're in preschool or you're in high school. We learn how to write IEPs. We learn about IEPs, 504 plans, and learning disabilities, and all these other disabilities and things that goes into a school. And they are very important because when you're in the position of a teacher, you need to know what to do, right? And how the education system works. But there's one thing that I feel like that they neglect to teach us, and maybe it's not the college's responsibility, but I feel like what I'm going to say is going to be something that I think has been overlooked. And it might not just be education, and it could just be the fact that I'm in education and I really care about teachers and paraprofessionals, and I love them, and I think that they are such a difference maker. And we need to get these people, all of us, teachers and paraprofessionals, to be there. We are dwindling. There's barely any teachers anymore, barely any substitutes, any paraprofessionals, because in this world we are downgraded, and it's really, really sad. But anyways, I'm rambling. The topic that I feel like college has neglected to teach us is taking care of ourselves first. I think that this is very overlooked. It's kind of a duh moment. Yeah, we have to take care of ourselves. But the one thing that I was taught as a young educator is you have to put your students first. And it's yeah, you have to put your students first, especially in a safety situation, really making sure they're safe and they feel comfortable in school and all that stuff. But we have to put ourselves first in order to be a teacher. And no matter how you want to put that in your mind, and you're probably thinking, well, we have to put students first. Yeah, but you can't go to school with 2 hours of sleep, because you're just going to be miserable and tired and irritable. You can't forget your lunch, or else you're going to be miserable. I get hangry. That's just me. You can't not take a break, because you're just going to be frustrated. And if something happens within your class starts, Gracie, your class starts to act up, and then all of a sudden you are yelling at them for something. This is what I mean by taking care of yourself. So a lot of the times as teachers and as paraprofessionals, we are someone who, sorry, my cat is distracting me. As teachers, we tend to lose sleep over other people's children. And that I think is normal. I think that just really, we show that we are caring. We care about these kids so much that they're like our own kids, and we want them to be able to succeed, right? But we think to ourselves, how, did I handle this situation correctly? Did I, should I go about differently about teaching these students the concept that they need to learn? And we lose sleep over it. And it's if it's not, honestly, it's not even worth it. It's hard to say that because these students mean so much to us, but our sleep is really, really important. So yeah, so this is why I wanted to bring awareness to it in a part 2, because in the last video, I did not say like really how you can take care of yourself. So I really think that there's 2 things that we can do. One is set boundaries, and the other one is self-care. So setting boundaries is extremely important, and a lot of people don't know how to do this, and it's okay. But basically what I like to tell my clients is think of what makes you tick. And it could be anything from taking email off of your phone so that when you're at home, you are able to be at home and be present with your family. Another one could be just closing your door when you're on your break. And so you can have a break, or so that you can work and get grading done. Another one is a big one, a really big one, is saying no. It could be that another teacher asked you to do something and you're like, why are you asking me to do this? Like, I have the same job as you. We have the same busyness. Like, what the heck? And that happens. Instead of saying yes to try to be the nice teacher, you can still be an effective teacher, and you can still be a really extremely nice person if you say no. And you don't have to explain why, but you can say to yourself, or you can say to them, today's not a good time for me to do this. I have a lot of grading to do. I'm going to have to say no because I need to put my work first. And you know what? They might judge you for it. They might not be your people. So boundaries are really important. And if you need help with boundaries, please comment down below, because that is something that I think will really help you. And it has made a huge difference for me. And another one, one more is, I'm like full of ideas today. Another one is leaving at contracted hour. A lot of people stay, they don't want to stay, but like with teaching, you have 10 million thousand things to do, 1,000 bajillion things, right? And the list is never ending. Like, you might be like, okay, I crossed this off, but then it's like, oh, well, now I have this, and this, right? With that to-do list, it would be much better if we created like a most urgent thing and less important stuff. That way you know what you can get done according to the week, right? So like Monday might be something like, oh, this is urgent. Maybe it's Wednesday, and then by Friday you're like, fine. Yeah, that's for another YouTube channel, or YouTube video. But yeah, so the second one is self-care. And I don't discourage getting your nails done, getting your hair done, and taking a bubble bath. I'm not necessarily talking about that though. Although those things are really nice and they're luxurious, that's not going to make you feel better in the long run. That might make you feel better for that moment. And I am someone that loves bubble baths, and they do make me happy, but like I do that often. But that's not really a form of self-care. It is a form of self-care, but I think that's more of like, maybe that's something you can do once a month for yourself, especially for how busy we are. But self-care really is exactly like it sounds, self-care. We are eating the proper amount, proper nutrition, our fruits and vegetables, the protein, the good fats that we need, carbohydrates. That's what I mean by self-care. Also, hydration. Hydration is a huge problem within the education system. If you have a problem with hydrating, comment down below, because I can give you some tips on that. Also, sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. Maybe it's mental health stuff and you want to just journaling how your day went or what you would like to happen. Exercising obviously is another one that's extremely important that we need to be doing. So that's what I mean by self-care, really caring for yourself. Because if you think about it, like when you eat right, when you hydrate, when you exercise, and when you're taking care of your mind, you will be more energetic. You will be feeling less irritable. You'll be less uptight. And that way, when you're taking care of yourself, you will be able to be there for other people. And one example I like to think of is, let's say you are 50. I'm just going to make this up, okay? And over the years, you gained weight and you don't know why. And you're not really eating as healthy as you know you could be, or you stopped working out. You don't really sleep well because you have anxiety, and your 30-year-old kid is like, hey, I want to go hiking in Yellowstone, and let's go for a week, and I would love to do that with you. I want to spend time with you. Let's go hiking. Well, one thing that you didn't do is you didn't keep up with your exercising, which happens, like life happens, and I get that. But you kind of got off your nutrition part a little bit. You don't sleep, which probably on vacation you don't really sleep anyways because we party, right? And it's overall, your health just is declining, and you realize like you can't walk that far. Well, from all these years, what were you doing, right? You could have been taking care of yourself so that when your child was old enough and they wanted to do something like this, like a Yellowstone trip or a Disney trip, you could be with them, right? Sometimes people have such a hard time because of their health, not literally like, oh, I have asthma or I have this, but like just not using that self-care properly, that they end up saying, no, I'm not going because, and then you make up some excuse. But really, like, think about it. If you put yourself first, you'll be able to do the things that you want to do, okay? So that's another part of self-care too, is that think of things that you want to do, okay? So after work, if you're like, I relax best when I read a book for 45 minutes, do that. If you're someone that's like, I love to bake and I bake once a week, pick a day to come home early from work and you bake your favorite cupcakes. Do it. If you're someone that's like, I love seeing my kids after work, they are at my mom's house and I just love to see them playing and stuff, and I stay for an hour to have my coffee after school, to catch up with my mom and to see the kids and just be present with them, then do that, right? We get caught up so much in this job because it is a demanding job that we forget that like we have this other life. We are so much more valuable, and we forget that our job is just like a part of us, right? That's 1% of our lives, right? We are also brothers or a sister or an aunt or an uncle, a mom, a dad, a best friend, whatever. You are way more valuable than your job, and you can be replaceable, right? So that's something that really resonates with me. And if you have a hard time really like thinking about this, like I feel like I can't put myself first, I really, really, really want you to reach out to me. In my description, I will have a link down there where you can apply for my program called From Burnout to Brilliance. You do not need to be burnt out, but I will help you with any situation that you are going through. So definitely apply for it. There are spots open. Before I leave you today, I want to share this quote, and I don't know who said it, to be honest, and I'm going to read it from my notes. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I did not memorize this quote. So Nothing meant to be in your life will ever require you to abandon yourself in order to keep it. I wanted to share that with you today because I feel like that is really a summary of everything that I wanted to say in this video. Guys, I really hope that this video was of value to you. Please comment down below and share your thoughts if you feel like you struggle with this, if this helped you, even if you disliked it and you totally disagree. Comment down below because I really want to hear from you. Share this with your friends who feel like they are at their ends with being a teacher or being a paraprofessional. Remember, you are a difference maker. I believe in you, and I'll see you in this video.